And welcome back, traders. We are gonna look at today. We're gonna do a full analysis of the Aussie JPY. I know the JPY crosses have been a bit confusing for folks, so we're gonna have a quick look and see what direction we're expecting the trend to go in. So we're gonna look at the day at the monthly. All right, if we could just compress the chart. Pull it across. All right, so that's as much information that we have on here. Spatially, what can you see? If asking the question, you can see there's a top around here, and you can see there's a bottom around here. Yeah, you can also see a midpoint right around here. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Let's change the colors. I should have changed it from the beginning. Apologies for that, guys. And you can see when you look at a chart, you need to make sense of it, and if it makes sense for you, then it becomes easier to read. Okay, so you can see that it's in a range. It's been in a range since 1993, and it's been bouncing up and down and up and down. Now it's hit that up. It showed a dark cloud cover, and it's shot down. All right, so we're aiming for this market to head down. Does that make sense? We're seeing it and we're thinking, yes, this market needs to head down. It's around that point. There's no confirmation, candlestick formation at the moment that says that this market is definitely going down. So we're gonna look on a smaller time frame just to make sure. You can see right here there was an evening star right here that failed because at that test it's kind of gone higher. So we don't actually have a confirmation of the down move. Stochastics is still showing is heading up, but for the time being we're looking at it and thinking, yeah, I can see this market needs to be going down, not up. Okay, so in our later charts, we're going to look at the down moves to see where the opportunities are for down moves and what that means. If you can see right here at that midpoint, and the reason, I mean, it's freehand. It could, it varies depending on what your eye sees, and you can see there's a lot of interaction here. It's a little bit of interaction here. There's some interaction here. There's some interaction here, and at this 618, it's saying it should come down to about here again. So we're looking for that market to actually shoot down. Whether it will shoot quickly, we know the market moves in waves, so we're expecting it to go A, B, C, D. I mean, it might even do a lot of sort of other ABCDs, go, do some crazy, whatever moves before it gets there. Then it'll hit RD, then we'll draw some other fibs, and potentially we'll see that it'll go up again, and we'll draw some additional fibs going down, and you will see it'll hit around here. So we're looking at it very logically, and we're saying, okay, we know the market moves in waves. We know that it does. It's not gonna move in a straight line. The market has never moved in a straight line. And the one thing we've always learned from the Ultimate Traders package is that the market moves in waves. So moving in waves is vitally important for you to understand, and it needs to make sense for you. All right, great. Okay. All right, let's move on to the weekly chart. All right, so we're saying we've seen this market, and we're expecting it around this point to start going down. So we're kind of blowing up. And it's like it's zooming, isn't it? It's zooming. It's saying, I'm looking at this market and I'm trying to figure out what direction it's going in. And I'm blowing up little bits because we understand that, you know, if your boss says to you, you know what, son, I need you to go to go collect this cup from the kitchen. In your head, you know your parent, know your boss has a reason why he needs that cup, whether it's for another member of the team, maybe it's for the director, maybe it's you need to be, you know, conscious that you need to slow down and make things, understand that you're doing your little bit here, but the parent controls the child, the boss inadvertently controls their colleague, their work colleagues, not work colleagues, but their subordinates. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we've zoomed in. We're looking at down moves. We're looking at down moves, and we're saying, okay, right, this is going 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, does that look like it's taken it out? Let's have a quick look. Yes, it has. Okay. Which technically would substitute would indicate a reversal and or a double top is quite a good reversal pattern to be conscious of when you're trading. Okay, so we've seen this, it's gone up, it's come back tested, and it's shooting back down again. It's come down to about here, which is just a little higher than the 382. So it has tested the 382, and it will be heading down, or is due to go down to that 618 if it follows the technicals. Okay. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand why we were looking at only the down move on that AUDJPY? Cool. And we're going to do the same right here. Alrighty. All right. So we're looking at the daily. It's the same thing. We need to make sure we're looking at a downtrend because we're seeing it going to a downtrend. Again, it needs to make sense for you. So you can see straight away it's hit a 5-0 and it looks like it's heading back down on that daily. We're expecting a target around that 618 at 80.20.28 as our limit. So okay, so we know what our target is. We're going down to a 2-hour chart. We're expecting the move down. We're looking at it and we're saying this move is going down. The important thing for you is to make sure that you understand what that means and how you got there. Because when the market starts doing something like takes out your A on a smaller time frame, you need to understand how and why it does what it does. And that's normally, you could see that from your bigger time frame. You can see why it would have potentially potentially did what it did. And that's important, understanding the whys. I don't know if you're anything like me. If I understand why something happens, it makes it easier and more palatable for me to actually make sense of what I'm doing and be able to directionalize what's actually happening. Oops, sorry, my bad. You know, if you can make sense of things, life becomes easier. If that makes any sense. Okay, let's double check that this has not taken out the day. Yes, it has. Just tapped it and went all the way back down. According to the chief, still valid. So let's go. Alrighty. All right, let's start again. All right, another deep retracement. to a almost so we're looking at what, this 118. Okay, and there we go, tapped it and then shot all the way down. Okay, so the Aussie JPY has been a bit sort of erratic, where it will confuse the living daylights out of you, because you're thinking, oh my god, it's going to reverse because it's so close to A, but you need to hold strong. Unless that A gets taken out, you know, your AB boundary is still valid. And it hadn't taken it out, so it would have paid off. You know, it would have shot down completely, and you'd be thinking, oh my god, I missed out on all of this, you know, I could be on this. But it's better to be in on a safe trade than to wish you were in on a bad trade. You know, did that make any sense? I'm not sure if that did, but if it made sense to you, great. If, I'm not sure if it made sense. I'm actually not even sure what I said just there. Okay. Okay, so it shot in and then raced. So it did all this chaotic move for that deep retracement, and then barely even did a retracement on that second move, and then shot down. And then on the third move, it did the exact opposite again. So look, taking it out again. Looking at it, it would confuse you. Looking at it, you'd be thinking, oh no, what on earth is going on? I don't understand this. Understand the bigger picture. Yeah, let's understand the bigger picture. So it's taken out this A again. All right. But what does the daily show? It says it's in some sort of consolidation, which generally is what causes a lot of this. It's taking out my A, it's taking out my A. It's not taking out my A, it's taking out my A kind of thing. Oops. But it looks, you know that it's coming, even from that upper band right there. It's heading back down. So unless it takes something out, unless it goes all the way back up and tests that boundary, it still has an opportunity to go back down. It's ranging at the moment, but you know, it's still we still know off that daily chart that it is heading down. You know, it did a small little range here, then it broke out of that little range, went up a little bit, you know, and you know, it's hitting that resistance, which is what's pushing it back up. So understanding what's happening makes sense for you. We're still expecting it to push back up a little bit. It's in the overbought zone, so at some point we're expecting it to head back down. It does have that bullish candlestick formation right here. This one right here, I'm not sure if you can see it. There we go. Woo. Right here. Oh. There, right here. It's that bullish candlestick formation, where you're thinking, I'm not sure. It might go all the way back up, test it and come back down. It might, you know, give us a shooting star and then shoot back down. There's a lot of possibilities, but at the moment, it's showing a reversal. For me, when it takes out an A, it's showing a reversal. On the 120, it's showing it heading down. So again, be mindful that it's heading down in the long term. It has taken out this A at the moment, but it hasn't shot up. So there's that potential that it still has some space to go down, especially as the stochastics is still showing down. We know from the bigger time frame it does have space to head back up. As to how far up, it could potentially look at 95, 96, but to be sure,